Podcast. Welcome back, and we're here for another Thursday night Q&A. And today we are joined with Jason Bowman, who happens to operate an HVAC business down in Houston, Texas. Hey, Jason, tell us a little bit about your business and tell us what you got going on over there.
I don't actually operate a business at the moment.
Oh,
Okay, so not to mislead anybody,
speaking out
but
my
I
own
have
butt, sorry.
I have I have been in the industry since 2004,
Okay.
and it's been a lot of on the job training and hitting my head, and just trying to get everything right, and do the right thing for people and do the right thing for the machines that I operate on.
100%. I mean, that's basically all any of us can do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me do this while I'm here. I'll go live.
So you guys are primarily residential, right?
The place I'm working with right now is mostly residential. I have a little bit of background in refrigeration commercial as well.
Right on. What have you guys been running into lately?
Honestly, it's been. There's a lot going on in Houston all the time. You got 8 million people here, and probably just as many or more buildings. On the residential side, it's been a little bit slow. We're just waiting for the heat to pick up. I know some of the rest of the country is starting to get it, so I'm kind of just biding my time, and I'm washing coils and clearing drain lines, and checking caps.
100%, dude. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on. This year sucked real bad. I know down there in Houston and stuff, like the winter season really kind of skipped over everybody, and so it's just been kind of brutal. For some reason, the East Coast actually over here by Willie is popping off still, but the rest of everybody else, man, we're praying for those 100 and something degree days.
Yeah, we got all 3 days of winter here, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's not conducive for a good business movement. So. Oh, Will, you got any links dropped out there? I'm gonna try to push some of these out.
I'm about to post it now, and I was trying to go live on TikTok.
Let's see, we're on.
I'm about to just cancel that one out.
I mean, we should be on.
Yeah, we live now on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, though.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna share out some of that. If any of you guys, as you guys are filtering in, please ask any questions. Make sure and actually drop in the comments right there where you're watching from. We'd love to know exactly where you're at, where you're actually performing the HVAC at, so that we can kind of understand geographically a little bit better what's going on with everybody that's watching these videos. But definitely, if you have any questions, whether it be for Jason or Willie or myself, drop them down in the comments, and we will get to those one at a time. So bear with me just for a moment, because I am going to go ahead and start sharing out the links and whatnot. Yep, I guess that's all I got. I hate to have the doldrums in here, but it is what it is. So.
I got the link up. We got 9 in the chat. Let me see how many on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out about that. I'm gonna just have to do it on my own. I think I had it, but I didn't have it. It's kind of weird for Instagram and TikTok. I'm not gonna worry about that one.
All right. I'm trying to get your YouTube posted out. Willie, have a conversation with our man Jason over here.
What's up, big dog?
What's up, man? As long as there's no dance contest that
know
you're going to be out again tonight, I think we're going to be on the right path.
Crazy, man.
I don't know, Mark, I don't know if Willie told you, but he beat me out of dance contest.
Stuff like the winter season, really dude, I have not heard that. But
he came late in the game. He came in late in the game. I think Mark wasn't there when I was doing the Mimi Wars. You wasn't on my page then, right? When I was doing the Mimi Wars.
I don't think so.
No,
we've got some major echo going on, so I don't know. Willie, do you need to click maybe echo cancellation? I don't know. We've got I'm hearing a whirlwind when as soon as you start talking, it repeats over yourself.
Hold on.
Should be a little button up there for echo cancellation. That might get it. Unless it was somebody's volume. I don't know.
Let me just double check. It might be mine since I'm using this. I'm still getting used to using this thing. All right, let me get out of that. Get out of this.
So, which part of Houston are we talking about over there, Jason? Because just like you had touched on, Houston is a huge area.
Houston is
so, whereabouts in Houston? Yeah,
I go everywhere, man. I go everywhere.
Okay.
Somebody asked me once. They said, "How long you been doing HVAC in Houston for?" And I pulled up my Google Maps, and there's just like pins everywhere. And then you see like a little bit of Nevada, Georgia, Louisiana. You know, when I've gone out of state for some other places I worked for, but it's weird to go back and look over, you know, over a decade here and see where I've been and like you know how like every trade dad will go past a house and be like, oh, I worked on that one, right? Like I've got every anytime I'm driving around Houston, even if we like go out of the neighborhood or we're on the other side
What's
of
going
town,
on, Amanda?
I've got a little story. But
what's going on, Mark?
My wife hates it, man. My kids hate it. They're like, shut up. I don't care the fact that there's a unit underneath that house right there that you have to crawl like all the way around the freaking corner for. I don't care. Some reason you're muted. I don't know what's going on over there, Jason.
No, we're good. We're good, man.
Mark said, I heard Temperature Solutions heating and cooling is popping off. Keep it cooling, Mark. I like Mark. Mark always tuned in.
Let me try to. I'm not seeing any chat currently, but I'm getting there.
I think you got to click that top right and bring down the public chat
there
bar.
It is. I see
and it roll off. Because I think it'll tell you where they stream, where they comment from under their names, say Facebook or YouTube. I haven't built my Twitch up, so he said, crazy busy out here. We have been slammed. I know you've been slammed. I was going to ask you about your bragging weather.
I mean, with it being over 100 degrees every freaking day, I don't know how you wouldn't be slammed, to be honest with you, man. Was it like 107 or something like that?
She's been having hundreds even during our winter time. She's been having 100-degree weather.
That's brutal.
That's all year around. Cause what she said, they don't even install heat strips, so they just run that first stage.
I mean, I don't know why you would ever install heat there. Because I don't know. It's just.
Zachary says, hey guys, hope everything is well.
Yes, sir.
Jacksonville Christian says Jacksonville, North Carolina. For real. It's been crazy. All right, let me share this one.
So, Jason, you dealing primarily with the service side of things?
Yeah, and I was talking to Willie. Yeah, I was talking to Willie, man, and we were talking about like processes and procedures and like walking yourself through, you know, a service call and everything. So I told him, I said, man, I've been doing this for a while and like trying to find ways to maximize things, especially when you're like in the lull, kind of where we're sitting at in Houston. It's not to say that things aren't popping off in Houston. There's plenty of like, just last week I sold 60,000, you know, in replacement.
Nice.
Yeah,
how are most of those people coming in right now? Because it is kind of slow as far as the searches. So most of them don't have like an AC repair issue necessarily, but they might be.
Most of them are going to be folks like I walked into one guy's house and I said, hey, you've got a 25-year-old train system. It's R22. I was there for a heating check this a few months ago, right? I was there for a heating check and I was like, hey, you know, it's a warm enough day. It's 70 degrees outside in Houston. We're really not using the heat. We're really not using the AC either, but it's a 25-year-old system. What do you want to do? And the guy's like, well, you know, it's 25 years old. So yeah, I think that was like one of those, you're going to walk into those every once in a while where people are just like, hey, you know, let's keep going. But most of the folks that you're running into right now, at least myself personally, they're the kind of people that are kind of thinking ahead, that want to be more proactive than reactive. And then you're going to run those other calls and those other maintenances, and you're going to find the run cap that's, out of tolerance, or you're going to find another issue. The fan motor kind of has like a little buzzing noise when it kicks on. The shell of it's completely rusted out, and you're telling them like, hey, keep an eye on this. Like, I know it's 70 degrees, 75 degrees today, but this is a possible failure point this summer, and who knows, man? It could last all year. But again, the point is like, I told this other guy years ago. I was like, man, we're here to take care of people and make sure that their lives are not interrupted. We're only in their house for a brief period of time, so to be able to communicate and not number one to have the technical knowledge of everything that we do, and then be able to talk to people on like a real level and not sound over the top or undersell it even. You got to kind of find that sweet spot, and just be real with them and let them know. It's
absolutely
that's a skill on all in itself. So having a process
it's multiple skills that they never taught us.
Yeah.
Especially when you become your own boss, it's just non-stop skills.
What's up, Barry? We talk about a lot is building up the rapport before you even get to the point of, all these conversations about this could need to be done or this should be done. Like, meet them on a personal level. You know what I mean? Like, you walk into a house and you see, whatever, like I got Boba Fett sitting up over here. It's hard to tell who the hell that is, but like you see Boba Fett sitting on dude's shelf and you're like, hey man, I love Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. And then like all of a sudden, like the walls have already lowered. And so now they're actually listening to you about the fact that you're like, dude, 25 years, man. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, well, I, believe what he's saying because he talked about Boba Fett.
Well, and that again, like that's a whole nother skill just to be able to walk up and talk to somebody and have a conversation with them. Because you could have all the technical knowledge in the world, but if you're not able to relate to people on their level, you're already fighting an uphill battle, man.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, and you're getting bad reviews, and it's like you did the perfect job while you were there, and it was literally because you were just a tech. You weren't a human being while you were there. Like, you get a bad review, like, oh, he came in, he was cold-hearted, he just was like, he had a bad compressor, here's the price, and then he left. I'm like, well, I mean, because like you had a bad compressor, and here's the price. You know what I mean? But yeah, he didn't really have very good tact when he did that.
Right. But there's definitely an empathetic side to all this too, because the main difference between commercial and residential, one has a budget and the other is on a budget. If you know what I mean, right? Like, so you walk into a family's home and they're going through their life just like everybody else is. Compressor fails, fan motor fails, every single AC maintenance you go to, what do people want to hear? Everything's running fine, everything's perfect. That's what they want. They don't want to hear anything else. They want to hear about UV lights, media filters, upgrades, float switches, none of that stuff, right? They want you to walk in, they want to say everything's fine.
Right.
I'm not trying to sell somebody windshield wipers when I'm doing their oil change.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going in. I'm taking a look at the complete system. I'm checking delta, refrigerant pressures, airflow, everything. I went to an older gentleman's house yesterday. Actually, this afternoon. 2019 system. I said, man, you don't have a media filter?
Like none.
Like why don't you have media filters? It's a 2019 system.
Yeah.
Who did put a media filter in for you? Like, let's get that done. Let's get an attic tent. I listed everything. When you write things down on paper for people, it helps them visualize things a lot better. I'm a fan of using like the yellow legal pad. So I'll write things on a yellow legal pad. The place I'm at right now, they have a paper already set out for everything. So I'm using that per what they want me to do. But you write all that stuff out and you say, look, like these are the things I would do at my grandma's house or at my mom's house or at my own home. And
excuse you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. If you got some questions, please ask. This is what we're here for. We got 30 in the building right now, so it's going up. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Amanda said, I'm a firm believer in building relationships from the first call when they are calling in looking for service.
100%.
I am the first impression for most of our customers. By the time we get off the phone, I want them to feel like they just talked to a longtime friend. It's a huge win.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I agree.
That's
For sure.
another topic.
For sure.
Don't get me started on dispatch, brother.
Right.
They about to have AI. They're gonna have AI talking to people, man.
All right, that's even worse.
I keep getting people. I keep getting people from the page wanting to post AI services. I get calls from AI services. I'll be like, bro, I'm fine. I don't need that right now. I don't need
Everybody's
that.
pushing it.
That's the last thing I need. That's the last thing I need. I want to be the last person that jump shit on the AI. I want some human bodies to talk to them. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
Because if you go to Google right now and call most companies, you're not gonna get a human being talking to you, or they might not answer and they call you back. I'm not sure why they don't do that. Because
it really depends on the business too. Like the niche. So like HVAC guys just don't answer the phone. Yeah. Whereas you might talk to an AI guy if you're calling some computer business or something. But yeah, the AI's gotten crazy, man. I'm not all for it. It's going too far too fast, and like it's that stuff out of the movies now, man. It's getting there already, dude. It's
already there. It's all right. I can see it working.
People are going crazy with it, man. They just like get a little taste, and it's like freaking heroin to them, man. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, man, you want to buy some of this shit I got over here, man? Like, I got to give you some of this stuff, man." Yeah. It's just like, what? It's just getting crazy, man. They're everywhere. Everybody's trying to sell
they got them at Courier now. You got to go check in on the kiosk. I'm like, dude, I'm standing right in front of you. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, nobody's in the.
They point to the kiosk. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, you say man. Carrier? Carrier's making you
better customer experience.
Man. Yes, they changing. They switching around, huh?
All right.
Like I just thought it was wild that I had to check in when I'm looking right at you and you're not doing nothing. Like, what?
Brad over here says Hilton and other hotels are all AI, and I believe it. I mean, like I said, all those, I don't know. Honestly, if I'm a hotel, you can probably get better service with AI, man. I've been to hotels, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never had great service at a hotel from one of those people.
They probably gonna have a whole AI hotel to where you just don't talk to a reception. You just go in there and they deposit you the keys to the room.
Zachary, yes, Measure Quick is freaking awesome. Are you guys, Jason? Are you guys using Measure Quick?
I use Measure Quick. Man, Jim Bergman set up a really great program.
I haven't jumped shit yet. I'm still using my field piece app.
I mean, hey, I use field piece too, man.
I still use my field piece app. I'll download it. Matter of fact, I'll download it next week and do some content on because I haven't download it yet. Everybody keeps telling me to download it.
You need to jump ship, man. You're a
matter of fact,
it'll do great things for your business.
Is it on the app or it's on the app, right? Like the
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they charge. It used to be free, but they've done a whole bunch of stuff, and so now they charge for it and stuff. But just it's a whole bunch of information that your customers don't really give a shit about. But when you give them all this information, like when you go to a maintenance or something, it's just you're far and above. Like you should probably be charging 3 times what everybody else charges because it just makes you feel that much more professional. Like, hey, we checked this. You got a grade of a B+, so that maybe be on the lookout for your condenser might be going down in efficiency. Blah 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 blah. All this other crap.
I just downloaded it.
Yeah, and honestly, so I'm going to do a shout out to an HVAC guy that's out here. So Jason Julian shows all the time. He's over in Arkansas, I believe. He shows all the time. And he drops it up right on his Facebook page, showing his customers like, hey, we just commissioned a unit A+, A+, A+ on the static pressures, blah, 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 blah.
So he does like a grade scale on when he goes.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you it literally grades everything. So you go up to a maintenance, you go ahead and hook your gauges up. This is the only thing I don't like hooking my gauges up on every maintenance. So, Measure Quick's not necessarily the best for that, but say you hook up your gauges to it. all of a sudden it's showing that you got like a 28 superheat and like a 4 subcool or something. So you take that in and it literally will show you like, you're out of range here, you're out of range here. It's looking like you're under charge. You're not even like trying to convince the customer anymore.
You're just showing them the facts. Yeah.
Right. And it's right here printed out in black and white. And I got this little like bar thing that's showing that we're not in optimal range. We should probably do so. Anyway, I highly recommend you check it out.
Amanda says, I was inquiring about a new van with a local dealership today, and all the emails replies were so obviously AI. I finally replied something about the AI replies were driving me crazy. Get a real salesman to call me if you want to sell the van.
I hate talking to AI. I feel you. I had a customer who has been responding to all of my messages with AI. My messages are like long drawn out, like we need to focus on this, we need to focus on that. And then all of a sudden, like I get this long message about like long-tailed keywords and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Okay, for starters, don't quite listen to everything that AI is saying because it's like leading you down the wrong path right now. It's over here telling you to adjust the refrigerant charge when it's obviously an airflow issue. That kind of a thing, you know what I mean?
Chris says, what he says, I was in, no, that was Amanda. Chris says, what is the consequences of private equity purchasing up local HVAC shops and turning them into salesmen versus legitimate service techs? Anything?
I'll let you go ahead and answer that. One of you guys. I do have an opinion.
First of all, I want to ask like actually where that question comes from, because and that's kind of what I was talking to Willie about too, was when you set your own processes and procedures, like why does it matter who you work for?
Well, I mean, so if you set your own, like a lot of people will fire you for not pushing sales hard.
You're fired.
The sales are going to come when you do the right thing for the homeowner.
Yeah.
And you actually take care of people, because the reason why I'm in heating and air conditioning, number one, I could have gone to any other trade in construction. I could have done anything else. But to me, heating and air conditioning, I've been doing this 22 years, bro. This is the best trade I've ever been a part of. I get to meet so many different people, and I get to like, when somebody comes at you and they are they just spent 20, 25 grand with you, but they're thankful. Their house is comfortable. It's one thing that their family doesn't have to worry about. So when I say you set your own processes, what are you doing? Are you checking airflow? Are you checking like static pressure? Like seriously on every single job that you go to? Yes, sometimes we don't hook up our gauges. Maybe we don't need to check refrigerant pressures every single time we do a maintenance, especially if we've been there a bunch of times, but get your own process down, because there are a lot of private equity companies out there and a lot of other companies that aren't private equity that are just going to throw somebody in a van and they're going to say, go out there, get it done. Okay. So if you've been in this trade years 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 15 to 20, whatever, what do you do on every single service call? So that's why I was saying, like, where is that question coming from? Because if you know as a technician what you need to do on every single call and you're actually doing the right thing for these homeowners, what's it matter?
I think it is. I will say all three of us came from a different area to where it is in today's time. So maybe he might have been someone that's getting it. Because if we were to not have the knowledge that we have now, and we get in this field, like we all three just graduated today, and we are looking for a job. Most guys will want to go the easiest route, and the easiest route is go residential. And we all know residential is not the same as when we was before. So like you say, it depends on the company, the training. Because some companies will throw you in a van and say, hey, go out there and make some sales, and that's it. And they turn you loose. So there's no guidance. There's no blueprint on what you need to check, on what you need to do. The only thing they care about is what are you making per call. Because they check the first time you turn that key and go to that first call, they clocking how much you done made them for the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of them. And so that's where my take on this one's going to be. So he's talking about what the consensus on the private equity purchasing up all of our local shops and screwing the entire pooch on the entire market. Blah 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 blah. Well, the cool thing is not all private equity sucks balls. Just to be fair, foremost, like so. Yes, a lot of them, they do make their money and they became private equity by pushing as many sales as possible and as high margins as possible. And this is done by hiring a bunch of sales techs that work off a commission. So they are forced to try to push more and more and more sales instead of doing their job properly. That's not necessarily the premise on all of them, but even if it was, more power to them. Let private equity buy up every single mother effer out here except for you. And guess what? Now you have a freaking monopoly on this entire business because you're the only guy out here that is not completely screwing everybody over.
Bingo.
Answer the
you're
phone.
going to be private equity. That's just how it works. So do you rock your world and celebrate your differences from private equity and celebrate
and to go back to what Jason says, if you're doing the right things and you're presented correctly to the client, it doesn't matter how much you're charging. They're going to buy into it if you doing your due diligence, like you say, airflow, delta T, superheat, subcool, all that. You're just looking at the whole total comfort. You're a comfort person. You're supposed to come there and give them your best opportunity to give them a comfortable situation. So there's always opportunity in each call. So especially if you present it the right way, and that will relieve you from the conscience of you thinking you're getting over someone. No, I'm giving you more comfort. Because there's a lot of houses that's ass backwards that need to be fixed.
Yep.
Going back to like the empathy thing too, man. If you're really out here to do the right thing for folks, because that's why I'm in this business, because I care about the people around me, whether they're strangers to me or friends, neighbors, it doesn't matter. I walk into everybody's house just the same. Like, I am here to help you, and if you don't need help, awesome. I'm not gonna sit here and like force an air cleaner on you or something, but I will recommend certain things. But I'm not gonna hard sell anybody. But Do I believe every house needs maintenance every single year? Of course. Do I think everybody needs a media filter on their system? Of course. Do I think everybody needs proper return air? Of course. So when I see these things that are misaligned for the lifespan of the system, that's going to be a recommendation. And then it's up to them if they want to do it or not. But again, being empathetic, going back, having that personable level with them and not the AI right? We're not robots. I got to do one quick shout out to this tech Chris that I'm working with. He draws smiley faces or frowny faces on his paperwork, and he told me, I said, man, where'd you get that from? He's like, how you walk out of the restroom and they got a smiley face or a frowny face. It's to not get too technical with people, but to still convey that, hey, this is not right with your unit and we need to do something before it fails on you. We don't got to get into superheat, subcooling, boiling point, glide or refrigerate. We don't got to do all that. That's for the nerd. That's for us, like the nerds, right? We know that stuff.
Right.
But to talk to an actual homeowner or to talk to somebody else, like at a commercial business site or something, it's like, look, this is what needs to be done, and stage it. This is immediate. We all know good, better, best, right? Whatever. But what needs to be done now? What's the best for this system? Because I don't want you to have to call me back in the middle of the summer. Because if you call me back in the middle of July or August, then that means I didn't do my job right for you. Now, there are some things out of our control. Okay. But have that human aspect and let them know, like, hey, like we were talking about the Measure Quick thing a second ago. Okay, this is like in the red, or this is a B minus or whatever. What does that mean? Communicate that properly to the homeowner, man. And like, I swear, like, you don't have to be a salesman. Those sales will come. Things will show up. You'll get stuff done and people will thank you for it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's just like you touched on before, as long as you treat everybody like your grandmother or like your mother. And that's what I used to always tell my techs is always treat everybody like your grandmother. And I would never say treat the system like your own system because myself, like I mistreat my system like crazy because like I already know I can fix it, right? So like matter of fact, I was outside the other day. It was like, man, the compressor don't sound quite right. That shit was like 9 days ago.
I wonder how many, like truthfully, how many HVAC people maintenance their own units. When the last time?
Bro, I need to change my filter.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've got a variable speed blower. And so normally we're in there sitting on the couch like, man, it sounds like a freaking jet's taking off in here. It's like, oh yeah, shit. It's been about 18 months since I changed it. You know how it's like ramps up and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
The static pressure is a little high right now.
I guess we need to take our own advice, goddamn.
Exactly. But like I said, if it breaks, I'm gonna fix it. So that's why I treat it like my grandmother's home, because my grandmother, you know, I got to do everything right by her to make sure that she's not down overnight or something like that. But anyway, yeah, treat everything like your grandma's house.
Hey man, hit us with some more questions. We got 24 in the building. Steady. That's most of it on Facebook. I got someone on Twitch watching. What's the name say? He says, Joseph says, how much you're charging for capacitors? He trolling.
Dude, that's one of them.
Everybody always asks that. I heard Lowe's, I think Lowe's is going to start selling capacitors like they already are.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There are gonna be a lot of people walking around without fingers out here, man. I tell you what, like, I don't know. I detected like it was just like a 5 microfarad, and it like blew the tip of his finger off because it discharged like he was touching it. Anyway, I don't know. That just seems sketch to me, honestly. Like homeowner trying to change their own freaking cap.
Well, there's plenty of YouTube University techs out there too, man. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's
I'm
like,
one of them. I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong. Like when it's not HVAC related, like I am 100%. And hell, half the time, sometimes when it's HVAC related, I am 100%.
Hey man, I'm all for YouTube University, man. Hey, fix that motherfucker. Fix that. If your goddamn arm blow off or you get electrocuted. You cut your damn arm off with a blade. Hey, I just call us. We'll come and fix it in a jiffy. I love YouTube University. I love it. I love YouTube University. And I love chucking it.
Entertainment purposes only, right?
Yeah, I love YouTube University and I love Hvac. They go hand in hand.
Yeah,
those are job securities, man. We all seen some stuff that's backwards. We all seen people who think they know it all, and then when they almost had it, then they call us and we give them a school of hard knocks with the bill.
Hell, they gave me a school of hard knocks. I tell you what, because they rewired the whole damn system, put normally opens where normally closes belongs and stuff, and then you're in there like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Dude, I had this mobile home unit just ran me ragged one day until I finally just ripped everything out of there.
And redid it.
And redid everything. It turned out they went and bought a freaking relay that was normally closed and it was supposed to be normally open, and it just effed the whole world up, man. And then they started rewiring some stuff on top of it. Like, dude, yeah, by the way, it's going to be expensive as hell. Like, it'd probably be cheaper just to buy a new unit than what I'm about to do, but this is happening, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, people have got to stop messing with their own stuff. And they're always engineers. Like, they're always engineers or electricians.
Corey says, how do you guys feel about new side discharge condenser inverter compressors? Condensers now on the market.
I love side discharge, but you guys go ahead.
Oh, I love side discharge too. I think it's great. I think it has its place. As far as inverter goes, you better make sure you have everything set up.
I would say it gives you an advantage both ways. I mean, as a business owner, it gives you an advantage as far as pricing, opportunities for more comfort. Because if you're doing side charge, you better make sure that duct work is correct. You know, so that gives you more opportunity to sell a duct system on that equipment. So if you want that duct system installed correctly, you gotta, fix that duct work. It's no more just slapping it on with fiberglass duct work that was in there for 10, 15 years. You gotta fix that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And plus it gives the a selling point for the homeowner, especially during the winter season. You use that first stage, not use your furnace and stuff like that. And if it get real cold, if you're in a real cold climate weather place, you got advantage with using all that. So yeah, I'm for it.
I think Corey asked, what manufacturers are we using? We've gone over this one about a million different times, man. That's strictly location driven. Go by your local distributor, whichever one, like whichever local freaking guy you can shake hands with and you can trust, and he cannot bend you over. Like that's, I don't care what brand he has. Anyway, that's pretty much the gist. So,
I get that in the field a lot, man. How many times have you had a home?
I think
air conditioning unit.
It don't matter no more. It don't matter no more. At this point, it don't fucking matter no more. Back then, yes, but now, hell no, because it's the same parts in each unit.
Yeah,
it's the same parts in each unit.
The one that was installed properly, and
that's it. That's
exactly it right there.
That's all it boils down to.
You still have problems when even when you install them sometimes, properly. And so as long as your distributor freaking backs you up throughout this whole thing.
And that's where the friendship comes from. You gotta, if you don't have a counter guy cell phone that you can call immediately, then that's not the people that you want to be spending your money with. You need someone like, hey, because when it come down to the last fucking part, you better have someone's phone number, because it could be Friday. They got that last compressor there. It's going to be between you and 3 other contractors. And the favorite contractor always got it on hold. They always got it on hold for some reason. Oh, it's on hold. Did he show up today? No, he's not. So give it to me.
Good, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to come back there and choke your ass. Because I need it. And I'm here.
Willie, your videos where you're just... They said, oh, it's gonna take 2 weeks to get here. We'll have it for you tomorrow.
Right?
I get a kick out of that. Some of my little supply guys, they watch the videos, they be laughing, especially the John Stone ones.
And Chris over here says, as someone who hasn't been to school and worked with a company that doesn't believe in recovery, where is the line of right and wrong? My tech told me that there are no EPA police. What do you guys say about that one?
Oh man, what is that? Environmentally friendly refrigerant, right?
Yeah, totally is. Yeah.
And again, this goes back to like what I was saying earlier at the beginning, is setting your own processes and procedures for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself, and you got to go to bed with yourself, and you got to wake up, and you got to get back out and do it all again tomorrow, right? So when I was a much younger tech, I watch a guy just crack the lines, let the refrigerant flow through the other side, and then put the Schrader core in, and he let her rip. And I was like, that's not right. Like, I know you need to pull a vacuum, right? But I was 19, 20. You know what I mean? I didn't say nothing about it, but now here I am. I'm 40, man. I'm going to call that guy out. I'm going to tell him, like, you ain't doing the right thing, brother. So, like, you either need to step aside or like, we need to call somebody else out here. So when you set your own, and you guys are going to figure it out. I don't know who's all on the line right now or what the range of experience is, but for the younger guys out there, like, there's HVACR school. Brian Orr set that up, man. He's got so many videos. There's so many things out there that we didn't have back in the day.
It's so much information, man. It blows my mind. Yeah.
So get out there and then figure out your own process. You see somebody doing something wrong, yeah, man, recover. Maybe there is no EPA police that's gonna, you rent a little bit of.
Corey said, "Here's another one. How do you feel?" I think we just talked about that. How do you feel about Home Depot selling capacitors and fan motors and contactors now? I don't. It is what it is,
Maybe they'll sell drain line cleanings.
It is what it is, man. I could, if you know your labor rate, regardless if they buy the part, you still give them your same labor rate. They just bought the part, but now there's no warranty. So you get that hamburger, but you don't get the buns. You just get the burger and the lettuce, and you don't get the buns. So you take
I
things
don't
out.
mess with that at all, man. I'm like, if you want to do that, there's another guy down the road over there that can handle that for you. We
usually when they
stand by our work.
Usually when they buy that parts, it's always more than what they put in. It's always some other shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they won't address.
I love people.
To jump back on that last one, like, you guys just need to take pride in your work. Like, why the hell are you doing this? If somebody comes over to your house and they're like, I don't really want to freaking pull a vacuum, I don't really want to freaking braise with nitrogen, I don't really, like, why in the hell am I paying you to be here to be a piece of crap? Like, how about you just take care of my stuff the way that it should be taken care of? Like, I don't care that you have to walk an extra freaking 20 feet to your truck to go get a nitrogen bottle. You should be purging with freaking nitrogen while you're brazing. Otherwise, it's obvious and it's proven that it's putting like crap down into your entire system. And so, like, just take pride in your work. I don't give a shit what everybody else is doing. It doesn't matter what your coworkers do.
I actually just bought some 2 new purge kits today, so some brand new ones.
Right on.
A regulator with a built-in one, and I got the other. I forgot what guy made it. It's the orange one that you can put in the AC coil and blow it through. It's like a little orange funnel, little thing, plastic funnel. Yeah.
Are you pressing yet? I know you was talking about going press.
Not yet. Hell no, not yet.
I don't believe in it still, man. I don't want to.
My pocket's not that long for a mistake right now. You know, something leaking out, and
they are proud of the freaking press stuff, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of companies coming out with press. Even the post that I made with Vera, they have a press one too. But I don't know, man. I seen the cost of the fittings. Shit was like $25 for an elbow. So it was like,
yeah, you was bitching about freaking 15% the other day, but we'll stick to the braze rods, bro. Well, what's your thoughts on
you get that 15%, man?
100%, dude. Yeah, well, not 100%, but 15% all day, every day, dude.
All day, every day. Oh man.
Willie over here rocking the 6% right now, but he is. He's thinking about it.
Oh, talk about the solder? Oh yeah. I don't know. I gotta buy a few packs. I was tempted to buy it on Amazon. Like, nah, I'm good. They might lie the whole time. It's 0%, selling it for 15. So I guess I just bite that bullet. Or sometimes I post on my Facebook. I get some guys that DM me from counter guys that see me on my social media, like, hey, I could give it to you for this price. Matter of fact, I was supposed to buy some from Linux, but I freaking forgot. The guy, when I made that post about it, a guy randomly just DM'd me from Linux in Charlotte. He's like, I got it. This is how much it's going to be, but once we get it, it's going to go a little more higher. It would just let me know. Because you know how they get some stuff and they just like, okay, it'd be this price today, but tomorrow now there's an extra $50, $70 or something like that. I think somebody had asked a question about that, about what you think about the supply house overcharging or something like that.
Yeah, there was something about litigation. I was trying to go back. Every time I try to go up there, like auto scroll me back down.
The comments is going crazy right now.
What's your thoughts on the dadgummit, it did it again.
The comments going crazy.
What's your thoughts on the litigation with supply? Man.
The comments going crazy.
I don't know.
What's up, Abel?
I don't know how to hold it up there without it dropping back down.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, I got it on my phone. He said, what is your thoughts on the litigation with the supply house overcharging and favoring the large companies? That always been around.
It's a volume game too, man.
Yeah, it always been like that. I mean, it's business at the end of the day. It's all about business, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's business, because if I had a customer who spent $100,000 with me and someone that spent $50 with me, I'm gonna go to the $100,000 if they call me any day, all day. Make sure you're straight. Are you good? All right, because that's what's gonna keep the business going. But you still could treat both fair. But like, hey, this one is way important to you, you know.
Abel over here says, "What's up, go?"
Oh yeah, Brad is big on pressing. He says hundreds of coils in system press for 2 years and 4 months, no issues. I'm pretty sure if you clean it up good and do your measurements and clean it good and press it, probably work. But I just
Yeah.
I'm not fully on it yet.
Oh, you mean proper
obviously it
processes
works.
and procedures?
Yeah. Go through your whole procedures. Because some guys just slide it on and then press it. But I know I follow the guy up there in Jersey. He always use a permanent marker and highlight where he's putting his marks at before he press it and make sure it's lined up right and press it. So
yeah. I mean, press is great. It is what it is.
but you got a lot of young guys pressing it that's not doing that. That's not taking that extra step. They're just slapping it on and pressing
like everything else, man. You gotta take some pride in that job, man.
And then it's so many it's so many different brands. It's so many different brands that's out there.
Yeah, that's one of the big issues right now.
Yes, because it's different brands, it's different ones, and maybe the supply house in your town don't have that certain brand that you've seen someone else use. So now you got to order it.
Yeah, there's another $3,000 for another tool.
I don't know, man. It's just the fear of losing that refrigerant, especially if it's a commercial unit or something like that. I don't know.
You're also looking at it from a business owner point of view too.
Yeah,
so you got like liability and everything else, and then
with your workers, you got somebody. It might be a Friday. Press it and go. Come on, get this done. And come Monday, this shit all gone out of the refrigerator. And then the shit, I don't know what the price of 454. I still got like 3 or 4 drums right now, so I'm not sure with the price if they came down a little, or I'm not even sure right now.
Over here, we're sitting about 450 to 500, depending on.
Okay, so it's back down to 4 or 5.
Yeah, they finally opened it back up because all those other guys found out that you can run 410 through the system. But
yeah.
Right. Yeah. With that, recover. I still got to recover it. Damn it. But I got a bucket outside. That's fine, right? That's the motor recovery machine, right? Let's see. Derek over here in the emergency room. Thankful for the extraction while he waits for X-rays. What happened, Derek? On the job? Off the job? See, you still got R22 if you need it, Christopher says. Let's see. NJ Zap. We did VRF system with press tools and still had leaks from, I guess, the constant temperature changes in heating and cooling. Ooh.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. I mean, when you're working with inverter stuff, especially, you're talking about like running flowing nitrogen through everything. So you have to have everything hooked up as you're flowing the nitro. So when it comes to systems like that, I see the benefit with the press tools and all that. But I mean, again, everybody freaked out about these A2L refrigerants. Everybody freaked out about 410A. The main difference, again, process, procedure. How are you installing it? Are you spending your time and are you doing everything properly?
Brad over here paid up to $2,000 a drum for
it was getting wild. It was getting wild at like shit. What was that, about 6 months ago? About 6-7 months ago? Yeah.
Maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe even. Yeah, dude, it got crazy there for a minute.
Yeah.
So much so that they made
it's going to be some leaking units probably already now from that, like when they first brought it out, that's going to be leaking and stuff like that. So, yeah, waiting to see how that's going to be.
Matt says, where do you see the HVAC industry going in the next 5 to 10 years for small business owners, operators, and what should guys like me be doing right now to stay ahead?
You want to answer that, or you want me to start it off?
Go ahead, bro.
No, just worry about it right now, man. Just worry about what's going on. Make sure your business is taken
I'll probably say, since I am a small business owner, and what I'll say right now is, you have to be really firm on your price. You have to be real firm on your processes. You have to be firm on how the industry is changing. You have to be firm as how money is changing. Money is changing right now. People are holding on to the money. So you gotta be more proactive, more active in your business. So yeah, you definitely gotta be, because right now, I feel like with people opening up companies right now in this time, like you really have to be on your top tier game as far as everything. Like you got to be 10 steps ahead or you get left behind, because a few bad mistakes and a few lawsuits, you're out the game. It's no coming back from that. And you'll be right down going do the application for another guy who got a business going.
Yeah, if you don't mind me jumping in there real quick, man, like Houston is, you can throw a stone and hit an AC tech out here, man. There's so many guys, and there's been an influx over the years too of a lot of guys wanting to go out on their own because, various reasons, companies, pay structure, whatever you want to call it. My buddy was telling me he got beat out on a bid today, like 4,800 for a coil and condenser. And my question to people, and he quoted it was a leaking condenser coil that he went to, and he quoted like 4,800 just for the condenser. And we're all trying to eat out here. It may be 100 degrees other places, it's not 100 degrees somewhere else, but again, sticking to your gun, like Willie was saying, like you got to stick to your pricing, man. And those people that are out there that recognize, and again, being empathetic and being able to explain that to people, like, hey, if you're looking at the bottom line, but what are they leaving out?
Yeah,
and kind of walk them through the installation too. Be like, look, like we braise with nitrogen. We actually recover the refrigerant. We don't send smoke clouds in the back of your yard. We're not just cutting this stuff with a pair of linesman's pliers and letting it vent. So, again, I can't say it enough, man. Setting your own process, setting your own procedures, and explaining that to people in a way that they're going to be able to understand is going to be huge to set you apart. Because if they do go with the lower bid, chances are they're probably going to call you back if you left a good impression on them.
100% on that one. Yeah. And honestly, that kind of like relays me into the next. Brand is the most important thing right now. You must be pushing your brand, because that's how people are going to trust you. And that's how like you're going to end up being able to keep your pricing, because like you can have your price to the freaking ceiling, but if you don't have a brand, if people don't even know that you exist, that know that you're a legitimate business, don't have all these people talking about you, even though your price is high, like you're not gonna be able to get it. So like you have to move your prices at that point. Stay firm on your prices and boost your brand as much as possible so that those prices make sense.
I think they go hand in hand, brand and pricing.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody's gonna buy a brand that that looks ugly and nobody knows, and you talking about you want 20,000 or 15,000 for an install. They're like, who is you? Go with the.
They're gonna say 20 grand. I thought y'all were affordable.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Sorry, bro. I didn't get that in there.
Hey, that's not my name no more. That's not my name. Amen. I think that's what I haven't. You know what's so crazy? I haven't got no call from no crazy people like that no more. Like ever since I changed to Google and everything and let people know, I haven't got no calls from them. Well, I won't say, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't got no calls lately, and that's a good thing. Because I went through hell and back with that name. Sheesh.
Christopher over here is asking if we still use R22 or if we're going to use drop-in, which just to clear the air before that starts, there's no such thing as a drop-in. So you're talking about replacing the refrigerant, but yes. All right. You guys use R22 or do you use a replacement refrigerant?
I still got R22. I just charge them a lot for it.
Okay. I switched over to 407C like a long time ago.
I started with 407C a long time ago. But then I had found a good price with some R22, and I just bought a bunch of it and just been sitting on it. So now it's just 200 or more a pound. You don't like it, hey, you might need a new system.
Now what happens when you run out of that R22? You gonna keep going? You gonna buy another jug?
I don't know. Probably by that time, I won't charge it up no more. I just say you got to get a new system, or like everybody else, or call someone else.
Yep.
Yeah, because once you do the 407C and doing all that,
I mean, obviously you should find the leak first, but
yeah. That I will be doing fine. If I run out, I just go, hey, maybe you need to find out while I'm there. Let me go ahead and find a leak and give you an option. But if I feel like you're not wanting to get an option and you just want a temporary fix, hey, here's my service fee. Thank you. I sent you a quote.
What's your take on that, Jason?
Because usually people who do R22 all the time, they never going to get a new unit. They never, and if you do 407, then you just really showing them that like, hey, they could keep this going, you know.
I mean, I'm not going to blame them for trying to keep an R22 system going these days. They're the only ones that are still going to make it 10 years from now. So you put a 454B system and that train XE1000, I'm assuming, or whatever that he diagnosed the other day would have outlasted it. You know, right. It is what it is. But what's your take on that, Jason? What R22 versus
just the difference between like commercial and residential? You know what I mean? If you've got an R22 system in the house, that I ask people all the time, how long have you been in the home for? How long are you planning on staying here? Let's find something that makes sense for you. Okay, now if you run into a restaurant or another commercial building and they've been there for 25 years and they've got an R22 system, does it make sense to do something? Again, writing down all the options. So I'm not 100% against it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Not as a technician, just because of how much you're going to pay over time and the compounding repairs and everything else. So we can have that discussion about, some equipment lasted 25, 30 years and this new stuff's lasting 10 to 12. But I mean,
right.
NJ's app says, what brand? What's your favorite brand?
For me?
That's just saying.
So NJ Zap over here says they say new 22 can drop in, but he doesn't trust it. So R422B, which is new 22, is still not a drop in. It's still not R22, so you can't put it in with R22, unfortunately. So you can't mix refrigerants. Okay, I know the government does it all the time, and that's how we get into refrigerants, but you can't do it. That's just, it is what it is. All right. Let's see. I mean, okay, you can. I realize you can effing do it. Okay, you can pull out the 454B and you can put it in 410A. You can do it, but you can't do it. You know what I mean? Okay, just say it. All right. What other questions we got out there, guys? Drop your questions in. Get it flowing.
Oh,
sorry if I came on too strong.
Zachary says. He was asking, do you guys have a strong training program or developing techs? Because he says I have a tech that gets great reviews from customers. They love him, but the callback rate, I think, is super high.
Again, man, that goes down to when you go to sleep at night, did you do the right thing? Are you just out there schmoozing people, or are you willing? Do you want to be a salesman or do you want to be a technician? And I asked a man this question. He lived in Sacramento, like it still does. I asked him this question back in like 2018, and he worked for a company, man. And I said, "Do you want to be a tech or do you want to sell? Because you could make a decent living either way, right?" And he said, "Man, I really want to figure this stuff out." I said, "Okay, well, I'll talk you through some stuff." He ended up joining the union. He's got his journeyman's now. He went through it. That's a personal decision. You can't make somebody want to try to do the right thing when it comes to mechanical stuff. It's terrible out there sometimes. You're in hot attics. You're dealing with unsafe and unsanitary conditions sometimes. And it takes a certain kind of person to actually want to do that. So I mean, you need to sit down and like talk to that guy and ask him, "Hey, brother, like, which way do you want to go?" Because if you're having a ton of callbacks, I mean, you could be the nicest person in the whole world, man. But if you've got callbacks after callbacks, now you're not running other demand calls. You're not helping other people out. So
it sounds like to me, because from when he's asking the question, it sounds like he's the one that's over the guy that's getting the callbacks. So it's either two things. You're not training him correctly or he's not receiving it correctly. So you need to have a real talk with him and sit down and see if he gets it. And if he don't get it, maybe you need to find someone else that could get it.
From my experience, callbacks comes from laziness, to be perfectly honest with you.
Sound like it's cutting corners.
If you literally just check the system and make sure the damn thing is working properly, like, what's the callback for? Like, right, you didn't check it fully.
We got a lot of technology. You just have to invest into it. Like you say, get the measure quick. You can have him send photos, the airflow, like Jason said, send me photos of the airflow. Upload that on the document so we know that you're doing your job. It's too much technology out here for anybody to cut corners, because you can tell if a tech bullshitting you now, they're not doing the right paperwork as far as each call they go on.
And exactly, like what are the callbacks for? So is it like the same kind of callbacks every freaking time, or something completely different every single time? So like there is a growth period. Everybody gets callbacks. I don't give a shit if you say that you're super tech out there. Everybody gets callbacks, but you gotta, when you get a callback, you need to be like, oh crap, let me make sure that I don't get that callback again. You know what I mean? And so you're growing and it constantly, whether you're an HVAC tech, HVAC owner, I don't care.
I think I had a breaking point for callbacks to the point where I was like, man, everybody has this like, oh, I don't feel like, oh, I don't want to climb over there to check this. Oh, I don't want to I don't want to break down the unit. It's going to take an extra third. And it always bites you in the ass when you don't do it. When you don't do it.
Every single time.
It seems like when
costs you 2.5 hours.
It seems like when you don't want to do it, is always that one call. Well, maybe I should check I should put my gauges on it to check the levels. All right, don't do it. Now the unit froze or something going on with the unit because you thought it was cooling correctly. Simple things, right? It's just take the time. That's all it is. Now I got into the process of really taking my time on each call. Now I know the approximate time of how much it takes to do a maintenance, how much it takes to do a service call, kind of down pat on how long it takes to really do a thorough maintenance. Because with big companies, they probably give then they're 30, 45 minutes and they, are you done yet? Are you done yet? So it's kind of different. So I know with me, I'm at my own pace. I know with the company, it's like this all day, so.
Let me ask you real quick, Willie, with your hands on the tools to do a maintenance, how long do you think it takes you? To do
a real thorough maintenance is an hour. Two systems is 2 hours, depending on how dirty it is. Like I just did a real dirty one. He hasn't cleaned it in, I'm gonna post a video tomorrow. He ain't cleaned it in 5 years. It was a package in it. Took me an hour, 30 minutes to clean it. Because I had to clean outside, I had to clean inside, had to pop the top, go check the back, because it was a good one. So the core, the back side of the core, you have to lift the top to get to the other side because you can't take it out from the left panel. It's not there. So yeah, it took me about an hour.
I'm at 45 minutes myself. 45 minutes. I mean, now don't get me wrong. When you go to one that's like, obviously this is not an effing maintenance. This is you're you know what I mean? Like you haven't had anybody come out in 10 years and I gotta burn off cottonwood, all this stuff. Like obviously that's a different scenario. Now I don't actually consider that a maintenance per se. So a maintenance would be like, I've been to this motherfucker's house for every year for the past 20 years. That's a maintenance. And so a maintenance to me is about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
In and out. Now, a lot of this has to do with operations too, because when I was first doing it, it was like an hour and a half for like a normal everyday freaking maintenance.
I guess it depends on what
time delays and all this crap because I didn't have my order down.
I guess it depends on what company, because I had interviewed one guy. He said God would have him take the blowers off and clean the wheels and all that extra stuff. So on a regular
I'm not doing that on a maintenance personally.
He said one company,
that's an added charge for me.
Yeah, that's additional
like
charge.
An evaporator coil. I'm not going to clean. I'll look at it. I mean, I'll look at the blower motor. I'll put my hand up in there and I'll wipe one of the things. And be like, okay, yeah, it's pretty bad. We need to, make it cool that. And I'll look at the evaporator coil. Maybe I'll shine a light through that sucker or something. But yeah, I'm not doing that on a maintenance either. That's condenser coil, heating, cooling, all that good stuff. But
I've been on for an hour. I think I'll go for another 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, 100% Sean. Blower will cost extra.
Oh, yeah.
So, Christopher,
if you got to clean the blower wheel, why aren't we keeping the system clean? What else can we do? What's not sealed?
No, 100%. Yeah,
why don't we
sound like we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris over says, what's involved in your actual maintenance? Do you guys have like a step-by-step list, or
it's just the normal like mine is cheap. It's cheap, but I'm coming in with the intent to, like you say, airflow, checking everything. I'm even offering insulation now on the copper line. If I see the insulation corroded, I'm offering it right off the bat. Insulation. All right. Okay. What else can I add? Oh, you got regular thermostats. Okay. You want some Wi-Fi thermostats? Let's make it more easier. Okay. Or you got it's dirty in this return box. Oh, okay, let's go return this whole return box with a media filter. Now we're getting into IAQ, educating clients and stuff, but they don't know that. They think HVAC is just the equipment. They don't know nothing about ductwork. They don't know nothing about IAQ. They don't know none of that shit. They just think it's just the equipment there with no ductwork.
Outside.
Yeah, that's it. They think it's just outside and that's it. That's just it. And the thermostat, that's all the fuck it is. Yeah, so
what brand unit do most people think they have? Honeywell.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Or Goodman, because everybody know damn Goodman. Everybody know the damn. Oh, Goodman.
Yeah. They look at their thermostat and it says Honeywell on the front of it. Like, that's what kind of unit I got. Dude, that reminds me of that. There's an American Dad skit, and like Klaus, their fish or whatever, is all smelly because nobody would clean his tank or some crap like that. Anyway, he's sitting on the condenser outside while it's blowing. He's like, "Oh yeah, suck that in, guys." And then everybody inside the house is like, "Oh my god, the smell is so bad." And it was like a traditional split. I'm sitting here like, why does a fish on the condenser have anything to do with the people inside the house? Whatever, man. Like, all right.
I had one guy tell me, he said, "Man, I never understood how you get all that cold air through those small copper pipes." And I said, "Well, sir, it's the HVAC magic."
Oh man, a lot of velocity, man.
Like,
we gotta,
if we talk about a regular maintenance, it's just checking, the indoor. Maybe spray the indoor core a little bit, clear the drain lines and go outside, check the amps on the motors and stuff like that, clean the core. Now, if there's anything with like cleaning the blower wheel or anything extra, that would be additional, Especially if it's real dirty, then I gotta take the whole door off and break the unit all the way down. That's a little bit extra,
Yep.
Yeah.
And Brad hits a good point here. So the maintenance may take 45 minutes, but you should spend an extra 15, 30 minutes talking with the customer so that you can keep that working relationship. Because those maintenance contracts, a lot of people will say bullshit, but those maintenance contracts will keep your business continually flowing throughout the seasons.
Absolutely. I usually send a list, like say if I'm on a job and I see something, I put a breakdown list on everything that needs to be done. I say, well, I'm not forcing you to do it. You could do it now, or you could just do it when you're ready. Now that's saving money on the back end because they might have the money next month. They might have the money a few months down the line and say, "Hey, I'm ready to do that work." You get what I'm saying? So I done had people do that, or they just do it right now. When can you do it? They, give them that option. Especially, that's a big thing right there. Yeah. Because it could be a new duct system. They don't want to do it in the summertime. Let's do it in the wintertime. Yeah,
100%. I recommend you push all those attic jobs and stuff that aren't like pressing. We have to do this crap right now. Push that over to the fall time when it's hell. Like, I don't want to be in an attic myself when it's 100 degrees outside. Not only that, like, we're missing out on a whole bunch of actual money that needs to be made.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that maybe doesn't need to be like focused on immediately right now. And so use that to make money when, like, you're not going to be making money. Now, as for smaller shops, some of the bigger shops, they hit some of the ads and stuff, and they've got to keep more trucks running. So maybe pushing some of that stuff might not do. But for some of the smaller guys that are just like a couple people shop, like you've only got one install crew and it doing an entire duct system puts you down for an entire week. Like, we could change out 5 compressors that are dead during that same period of time, kind of thing. Like, so get people up and running. Let's see. Membership programs are gold. Yes, Sean keeps that customer locked in and wanting to use you for their equipment. Exactly, and that's mainly what the thing is. It's this long-tailed relationship.
I've had clients where I was a good guy. I told them the right things, but they had a maintenance contract with someone else. And and for whatever reason, it's like a mind control thing with them. Oh, I got a maintenance contract with them. I got to check back with them. I'll get back with you. If you can lock a client in, 9 times out of 10, they're going to stick with you with that maintenance contract, especially if someone else comes. They're like, well, let me get back. Let me call them first and I'll call you back. And they never call back. They always stick with that until they finally had enough. Because that's, especially if you got a monthly one, because they forget they got the monthly one. Now they just keep getting money withdrawal. And by the time they talk to the people, they done convince them to stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like different Christopher this time. We got working for a company in Charlotte. 2 hour, they give 2 hour windows for any call, but they say to take their time. And honestly, that's really how you should do that. You should take your time because you make more money and you have less callbacks and crap when you actually take your time on a job, and you build higher rapport and blah blah blah.
Yeah, you definitely gonna need a 2 hour window because you gotta fix it or be there and then drive to the next client. So anything within an hour that's like kind of pressing it, now you get behind. Now I just feel like you on a treadmill running and it's not stopping and just keep going faster and faster. And don't let something you say is going to be out easy and then now you there for damn near 2 hours. And now you got to call this. Now you got to, it's like a collateral. It's like a domino effect. You got to call this client, oh, I'm behind. All right, the next client, oh, I'm behind. And there's always that one client, well, I booked for this time. Now, yeah, so yeah, definitely 2 hours. That's a good one, 2 hours. Most companies don't give you 2 hours.
Right.
They give you an hour.
Yeah, you said like
especially
1 hour for this call, somehow you got a 2 hour drive.
Especially if the truck is fully stopped, they want that money. They want it fast. Yeah. They want it fast and done.
Yeah, definitely. Sean, working in Colorado Springs. That's a nice area, man. I've been up there a couple times. Let's see.
Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We got about 25 in the chat content. That's a good. This is probably about our best one we had. Yeah, maybe because Jason in, he might.
That's what it was, man. We had to get a pretty face in here. That's all we needed. We're gonna have to bring him back.
He cool with me. Jason cool with me. So you was on stage. I don't even remember. I know it was just a flash. I got on stage, danced, went viral, then. Did the Mimi Award, and it just went viral. And then AI came out, and I just started going even more crazier. It's crazy. Time is flying. That was like 2000 and
what was that, 3 or 4 years ago?
That was a while back ago, man.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that was a while back ago, man.
Yeah, a little bit, man.
How I got the tickets because I made I used to do pictures like just I don't know what made me just do shit like that. I took a picture of what's his name? On a jet. And it was me beside him on the jet with him. I forgot his name. It was with Victor. I had cropped the picture with as I was Victor. It was me on the jet talking about my what's the name?
You've always been good with the content, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could put out the content that you got going on, man.
I really don't be caring because I had someone DM me. He was like, which is in all honesty, he does got a good point. He said some of my content may not be good for some clients. They might see it and not like it, but I haven't had any really bad feedback. Like when I send a virtual business card to my client, it has all my social media accounts. I want them to follow me. I want them to laugh. Yeah. Shit, we could laugh in the house while I charge you $1,000 and we laugh and I go home, you know? We'll laugh and I say, swipe card. Just go about my business, yeah. You know?
It's perfectly cool to be a human being.
Yeah, because we are humans.
You need to be human. Like,
yeah, we are humans at the end of the day, man.
That's like the whole common thing. Like we started talking about AI and like processing, not being a robot and everything. Like being a human is like, yeah, you're not going out and getting too crazy, you know, with your videos or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing wrong with that. Making people laugh, and if other people can relate to, I mean, they don't have to be HVAC techs. Like,
I done had people, wives and stuff, and like the guy that I interviewed last, he says his wife was on the page. He said she'd be watching the content. She was watching one of my videos, and he's an HVAC on. He was like, "How do you know Willie?" He's like, "You don't know Willie?"
You don't know.
And then he said, I went to my mechanic shop. He's like, yeah, I know Willie, man. Yeah, I watched this video. Is he a mechanic? I'm like, what? He's a mechanic? So people just like the funny stuff, man. Just funny stuff, man. I just try to make it relatable. And I usually tell people I'm the voice for people who want to say it or address it. I just say it, you know.
Right.
I don't even think of the consequences or what people think, you know. It is what it is.
That's good. You shouldn't. Honestly, that's what holds everybody back from being.
Because regardless if you do good or bad, man, I don't. If you live for praises, the same people who praise you will condemn you at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
So
as soon as you pass them.
Yeah. So it is what it is, man. As long as I'm. Because you think you laugh at the shit, I be kicking in this motherfucker, laughing like a fool before I even push the post button. If it make my toes wiggle when I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a good video for y'all.
This is gonna be a good one. Right.
I feel like one of those movie script writers or something like that for South Park or something like. If I was a script writer, this is what I'd be writing type stuff. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I love the South Park ones for sure myself.
Yeah.
Eric says peak season. It looks like it's early in Mississippi, and honestly, I wouldn't call it peak season, but yeah, there is a blip right now. I've got a feeling, dude, we're probably about to go back down to the temperature and stuff. Who knows? Because we are early. But yeah, we're feeling it too. It was 98 degrees here today, so it was pretty warm down there for you, Jason. Today
we're in a little bit of a lull right now. We popped out about 2 weeks ago. We were steady busy, and then kind of got a little bit of that lower temperature, that fake summer, you know.
Yeah.
The temperatures down here, man, they swing back and forth. So when it's time, man, it's time. You got to get moving and get your job done and stick to your procedures.
Yeah, 100%. How can a tech balance install speed and service accuracy, especially when switching between the two daily? Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with that one. I struggled to get. It's two different brains, man. Yeah, but feel free. Tell me anything you got for that, Jason.
Oh man, again, taking your time, doing the right thing. You know, we constantly have this pressure. There's always going to be another call. Going back to the whole dispatch thing, anytime I have to open a refrigerant system for repair or anything, I tell them minimum 4 hours. You know, clock me out for 4 hours on this job. It's going to take me a while. The better you can be more informed with the office about things you have to deal with as a technician. Now, if you're a tech and you sell the job and you're installing it, well, then you pretty much already know, and you can set your own time limit on that, right? But always give yourself just a little bit extra. That way you're not rushing. That way you are doing the proper things, you know, brazing with nitrogen, you know, reclaiming the system, or, you know, pumping it down even, but then, you know, walking back later and reclaiming that refrigerant another time. But yeah, it, like you said, man, it is two different brains, but I think being on the service end of it, you actually have a leg up on the install side, because how many times have you gone to a furnace and seen the blower cabinet in front of a beam? You know, it's a good thing we don't need to change motors out, you know, ever.
Right.
So it's balancing act, man.
Is he talking about like doing an install and you get done and you got another service call right behind it, or?
That's what it sounds like to me. And I've been in that scenario before, because working at a small company, I'm over there being like an installer and a freaking, you know, service tech, or maybe it's a slower day.
I'll probably say you have to deal with who you are. If you're a person who can, you know, especially with your tools and stuff, because that's to be the main thing after install. You know, install, your tools are slinging, banging everywhere. And if you're done with the install, you definitely got, like Jason said, take your time. Get your tools together, get your thought together, get everything together, hop in the van, and just go ahead and do your processes. It's really about taking your time, man. That's if you have a good dispatcher with you, because some dispatchers could be a bitch, you know,
right?
You know, because they not in the field, they don't understand. The only thing they just want to make sure that their ass is covered for that call that they put you on. Yeah, because that's their job to maintain the text and make sure the clients is happy, especially during peak season. It's just so damn slam, man.
I used to have to do a lot of installs and service the same day because we were like a smaller company. So I had to fill in. I was mainly a service tech, but I'd have to fill in, when an install is gonna be like, this is probably gonna be a 2-dayer, but we need to bust it out kind of thing. And my main problem is kind of like what you touched on is you pull on an install, you pull every freaking tool off of your truck.
Yeah.
And so you have everything strewn about the entire freaking place. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we got a 2 o'clock over here across the town, blah, blah. You're like, well, crap. I haven't even had lunch or anything. So like you try to gather it all up and then it's just an utter freaking mess. And so what I actually found, because that was a major that happened to me often, if you're in a position where you're doing installs and service back and forth, have an install bag and have a service bag. So I had a whole install like section on a bin on my truck that had an install bag, which has all the crap that you never use on service. And on install, you're never using your voltmeter. You'll get you'll get a second 6-in-1, you get a second crescent and stuff. Yeah. But having the separate bag dramatically helped me. Then you still just have to like switch over in your brain that I'm going from like construction basically to, because you're in the 1+1 building freaking frames, like, transitions, blah, blah, blah mindset. And then you go over there to 120 volts here, that kind of crap. And so that was my hardest thing was the mental transition. But as long as I had that tool bag where it wasn't, because there was a few times where I show up and I get out and make a call and I'm like, oh shit, I need to figure out where this is. And it was on the install. And so it got thrown in the wrong bin. So I'm on a service call for like 4 freaking hours and it should have been like a 30-minute service call. And it's literally me just trying to figure out where the hell I put it, trying to pull off that install. But hopefully that helped. I know that was like gibberish, but
he said
two bags.
I hear what you're saying, Mark. Not to like pump any brands or anything like that, but if you get yourself organized, like I got my Vito Pro pack. I carry the MB2. I carry the MB2, and it has. I've done installs out of my MB2 before. And yeah, maybe I'll put my meter to the side. But I have my hand tools. I've got my needle nose and wire strippers all in one tool, just so I can I've learned how to work through them and use those tools.
Yeah.
And I set my own process. I set myself up because I realize I have to go through these certain things, and switch gears at certain points. So just like you said, man, don't just own one core tool, maybe get yourself like 3, 4, 5 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
100%.
You're investing in yourself every day.
He said Tex and Dispatch has been fighting since biblical times. Appreciate the stars, Remy. Appreciate the stars.
All the way back to Cain and Abel, man. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them could be just not understanding. That's probably why they last. That's why.
If you set realistic expectation, like if you know your true skill set. Right. Like you sit down, you say, okay, I've been doing this for X amount of years. Okay. I'm getting a little bit older. I'm a little bit slower now. I'm not as quick as I was. And I've never the fastest tech, never the fastest installer, never will be, never be the smartest guy on the planet either. But you have to sit down, take stock of yourself, and then be honest with the office and be like, when you're asking me to do things, this is what you can realistically expect from me. Right. So on a service call, I am going to take over an hour, 2 hours, on a maintenance, anything. I know what I can get done in a certain amount of time. I almost had to cancel this whole podcast thing, dude, because I'm big on processes and procedures. And I was talking to my service manager today. I was chasing what looked like a low voltage short. I redid all the wiring and everything. And dispatcher calls, hey, what are you doing? Where are you at? When are you going to be done? I said, I'm sorry. I'm going to be done when I'm done. Like, I don't have a time limit for you at the moment. What it ended up being, I had to change the transformer out. When the transformer was underneath the load, it would drop the voltage.
Interesting.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm getting 27 volts, man. But anytime it's underneath the load, the thing would, because you think a transformer is either going to work or it's not going to work, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't a ground issue or a common issue or nothing.
No, nothing like that, man. I checked all, double, triple checked all my wiring, and I'm like, there's nothing else it can be. So, and I'm on a 7.5 ton Lennox split system, and I go out and I change that 75 VA transformer. Perfect.
Those are the strange calls that happen every now and then. They're just out the damn blue. Like, what the hell is going on? We get those. So I'll be on the phone with this. Hey, I got some stuff going on. I have to figure this out. Have someone else go to that call.
Hey, what was that 7P1 error code too, bro? You remember that?
Yeah, idle? Was that the idle? Dude, that shit got me like on the train unit or something. Is that what?
It's the good moves.
I'm assuming. Okay.
Willie didn't like that
to me on a downfall got me bad one day, dude. Like, the train unit was upside down.
When it's flipped upside down, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Be like, what the hell?
That damn thing says idle. Oh, what?
I was chasing error 23 code once, man, and I had to like tip my head down just a little bit further. It was error 28. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
We're not perfect, man, but again, your processes, your procedures, communicating with people.
I think that's the biggest part is communication, man. These young guys, they don't know how to communicate. Dispatcher don't know how to communicate, don't know how to talk to each other. So it's just like this all until someone leave, and it usually be the worker that leave because it's hard to keep a good dispatcher. Either they want more money or they don't know what the hell they're doing. You got to retrain them.
Or both.
Yeah.
Dude, it's my experience.
And again,
a bad dispatcher to the lead could the whole company just perish off a bad dispatcher, just giving everybody hell.
Yeah.
I had a guy tell me the other day, we did an install and he just had a concern. So he calls the company and the AI answers. And it sets up a call for him within 4 hours or something. And then dispatcher calls back like, hey, sorry, didn't mean that it happened. Well, when are you available? Let's get something scheduled. So I go out, I go through everything. I put his worries to rest and I said, well, do you have any questions, comments, anything else I can do to help you out today? And he goes, tell your office to get rid of the AI.
Right.
These things are tools, and you got to be able to use the tools properly. So I guess we're all still figuring that out too. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm still trying to see if people want to use the electric cars yet in the industry. I haven't seen anyone use it yet. So
electric car down here.
There's a couple.
Y'all using them down there?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the trucks.
Yeah,
the cyber truck or whatever. It made sense in the very beginning. Honestly, if you could have been the first freaking guy that wrapped a cyber truck in your area, your phones would have been blown the hell up. Now it's too late, so now you lost that trend move. But it actually was a good move there for a minute because those cyber trucks turn heads, and they're still kind of turning heads. My daughter all the time it's a cyber truck, but for the most part, that's all gone.
He said, Everett says the young generation needs to be taught that they got to go through life for the most part barely able to communicate with each other because everything is digital. That sure is.
Yeah, everything is changing.
I remember it was free after 9 on the phones.
I do, yeah, 100%, dude.
We used to have
you had to pay per text and everything. It was a whole thing. Yeah, and then you had to hit A 3 times to get to C, and then you had to hit, to try to do the damn text, man. It was brutal. Everything changes. Our new generations, they're going to end up being just fine. I'm sure. I realize, our parents and our grandparents all said the same shit. They're all weak.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. I don't get me wrong. I do feel you. I feel like are kind of little bitches, but they're too scared to get their hands dirty and stuff. But at the same time, I've got a son who's doing HVAC right now, and he's like built up and he's rocking and rolling, worked his way up to lead service tech. And so like he's doing it, but of course he saw me do it, so that kind of helped. But
it's going to come down to real world experiences, because maybe we are moving over to a more digitally based communication front. I mean, look at what we're doing right now.
Yep.
But real world experiences, and like I have to learn to do this with my daughter too, because like I'll tell her like, hey, this is what you need to get done, because I've shown her before, but then I kind of forget. Like I'm like, I've already showed you this, like you should know how to do it, right? And then I forget, like I need to go, maybe I need to take a step back and I need to like a little bit more hands on with her, and show her how to get this stuff done. So it's, again, taking the time, communicating, having that empathy, like I was talking about just with homeowners and everything too, because when people don't understand things, we're trying to build a new generation of heating and air technician. People aren't going to be dealing with wrenches getting thrown at their heads like we did, like,
which means I don't even know how to train people anymore, man.
I do. I can't throw a wrench at the guy. Like, hey.
I'm going to jail if I train you like I was trained. So how do I train you?
It takes a lot of patience. It's really a patient thing, being patient, because you could tell someone 2 or 3 times and they still just don't get it. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Most of my teaching ended up happening once I lost my patience, and then they finally were like, "Okay, I get it." Like pretty quick after that. Yeah. But like my son, for instance, if he was an employee, we would have, there probably would have been some cops or something at some point in time called, because like he's my son and I don't put up with that kind of shit. And so like, I'm like, no, this is how it's being done, and you either freaking do it or here's the door kind of thing. Like I couldn't talk to a normal employee that way. So, I don't know. You just can't talk to people the way that you used to be able to talk to them. So,
and again, you got to think too, man. Things are so much more busier than they were back in the day too, when we were coming up. Like, yeah, we have access to more information.
Yeah.
But dude, I had the chirp when I started. You remember that? Boop, boop, you remember that?
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was a brick of a phone, dude. We were still using walkie-talkies and trucks. You know, they were using map books to get to jobs. So now it's a lot more busier with the technology that's out there, and to be able to sit down and have the patience and teach somebody, especially when you're a business owner and you got everything else going around and people ask all these questions all the time,
Yeah.
I don't envy business owners, man. I don't.
It goes back to what you were saying. There's a lot of technology out here, like the Facebook guy that does the school training. Like it's a lot of things. Like
Brian Orr, cool.
I forgot his name. He does training on his some slow days. He bring all his guys in and he quiz them. He pull up a Chat GPT quiz, print it out, quiz the guys. So, but I get it's different levels, especially when you a small owner, 1-3 mil, you got time. Big owner, 5-10 mil, you don't have time. You really don't have time because you hire other people to do it. So, it all depends, man. Especially where you coming in from.
Yeah,
but still, the person has to do their own homework and due diligence. Everything is on the internet. You can use that to your advantage. You damn near could do a whole blueprint, print it out, study it. While you get stuck, pull it out, and learn on your own. You could be your own self-teacher, if you find the right information.
Again,
that's one of the main things.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
That's one of the main things is you do need to be self-driven. So like this shit just isn't handed to you. You're not just like, oh hey, tomorrow you wake up and you're freaking the next super tech or whatever. Like literally, it is daily, like investing in yourself. continue
I think
regardless.
it's social media. It's really social media. A lot of guys that just doing a drill and slapping some tape on it, and now they got a good fan base, and they just think it's just that. It's more than that, man. It's just I support the young guys, the content creator that's doing it, but it's more than just social media. I mean, I do the social media, but this come from me years of experience and fucking up people's stuff and learning the right way to do it. Because I remember the first time that I really tried to fix a client unit, and she said, when I got there, a little was working, but when I left, when nothing was working, that always stuck with me. When I, so one of my bud house, it was a lady across the street. I don't know what the hell. I think she had a low voltage shortage or something. All I know is when I left, when nothing worked, when I left.
The only other thing I got to say on this part is, like, if you don't know who the main guys are, like, everybody that's watching knows Willie, right? Yeah, I love Willie. Mark, pleasure to meet you this evening. I'm gonna start following you too.
Appreciate you, man.
If you like, there's this dude Herman B. Lloyd, man. Dude's been in business since like the 60s or 70s. Works out every day. He's ripped. He's got his own HVAC school after night. If you don't know who he is, Brian Orr, Jim Bergman. If you don't know who Brett Wetzel and he's gonna kill me for not remembering his name. Kevin Compass. If you don't know who those guys are and you're doing rack refrigeration and CO2, you're not doing your homework. So get out and find the people in your industry, find some mentorship, because if you don't have a mentor, Willie, bro, you talked about this plenty of times before. If you don't have a mentor, or at least somebody that you follow or somebody to ask questions to, and I'm not talking about ChatGPT or, any of your other AI stuff either, like a real live human being to bounce stuff off of, you're not going to get as far as fast as you really want to be. So search those people out, because there's going to be guys around that are more than willing, when they have the few minutes to sit down and talk to you and point you in the right direction.
Yeah, that helped me out in the field too. I had a mentor. He'll always answer the phone, and then when he called me, I answer the phone. We just built that relationship over the year, because that's like a cheat code, having someone that's in a position you want to be, and they have the willingness and the caring for you to answer the phone, instead of answering the phone, say, hey, what the hell you want, or I ain't got time for this, and you in a 120-degree attic. That's the last thing you want to hear. Someone speaking, you want to hear.
Your service manager may not be your best friend.
They will be talking about you in the office. He was on that call for 2 hours. I'm not sure he know what the hell he's doing. He called me and said he didn't know how to do superheat. Oh, hell no.
And things like that, again, like if somebody says they don't know how to do something like that, it's something as simple to us, right? Superheat, subcooling, refrigerant flow. What does it mean when it's 15 degree superheat versus 30 degree superheat, right? Again, taking the time, slowing down, being empathetic, being patient. It's with all the other distractions and everything else that we have going on in life these days. That's gonna make the difference in somebody's career, man. Like I was telling you, that guy I asked, do you want to be a tech or do you want to be a salesman? He called me after he got his journeyman's license, man. 6 months after that, he tore his ACL. I said, bro, I'm so sorry. You could have had a cush sales job. It depends, man.
Oh shit.
It depends, but it comes down to everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go.
No, it's just ironic as hell. I laughed, and then I feel bad.
Like I sent this guy down the wrong. He's a fantastic technician now, but I sent him down the wrong path.
Yeah.
I think that's about it, man. We've been on for an hour and 40, man. Any last questions before we get off, man? Any last questions? Last shot of alcohol. Last call.
You ain't gotta go home.
Last call. He said he could still be a salesman. He said my last company, my service manager wasn't even a tech. Knew nothing was a sheet metal guy.
Well, yeah, that makes it tough to be a service manager, but
that's one thing. That's the one thing I hated about certain positions in job. You might get someone that has less experience that's in a higher position. You telling you what to do. I think that's what a lot of companies fall apart at, you know. And then they telling you what to do, and you're the one with the experience, which is crazy. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of that.
I was a service manager over a guy that taught me a lot of what I know. And he was like, God rest his soul, he passed here a couple years ago, but he was like 60 some years old. I was like 35 or something at the time. And yeah, it was tough, especially when I told him, like, I know, but I need you to go verify that it's an F and TXP before we diagnose this. And he was like, right, my God, you're going to have to listen to me when I'm telling you what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The damn, I put some refrigerator in there in the refrigerator. They verify it's fuck TXP, just call me back. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, like, it's tough. Now, don't get me wrong, I did pay my dues to get there. He had just been doing it for 40 years and like was not very people pleaser kind of person and stuff. And then I had been doing it for like 12 at this point or something. But it was still it was a rough transition. And he's like, I taught you everything you know. You know, he didn't really teach me everything, but he taught me a lot of what not to do too. I promise you that. He taught me a lot of what not to do. But you know, you have to learn what not to do too. Anyway.
What will he say? So years of experience is how much you messed up, right?
I messed some stuff up, boy. If I had to do it again, I would probably never took the route that I took. But you know, everybody got their own route in life and go through different things. If I were to do it again, I would probably got with a big company, stay with them, got the experience to see a variety of units. Just got the process of how they do it and work my way up, but I went the wild west way, dog. I don't even know how I survived this long. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Perseverance, man.
I don't know, man. But if I were to do it again, I definitely wouldn't do it again in this economy. Hell no, I wouldn't. I definitely would with the legit way.
That's a completely different topic, bro. We can go hours on that.
Yeah. Right. It's because I got a lot of guys that's starting their company up now. It's like so many guys that's just, I'm gonna be a business owner, just like it's just, I'm gonna be a business owner. Oh, like they just throwing that, slapping that title. No, you're not a business owner. You're just a worker that just, I don't know, you don't own a business. You're just a slave to that job, you know, you're a slave to that company because you got a lot of guys who think it's easy. And then when they get into that position to where they like at that 400, 600 range, getting close to that million, now you gotta get a building. Now there's more overhead. Now you gotta get another van. Now you gotta your monthly overhead. Now you got expenses. Now it's getting into something really serious now that you gotta maintain and keep that up or make more every year. Now it's just like now you taking on that means your life has to change. The way you do things daily have to change. You're a boss now. You're responsible for other people. So now you can't go out there and get drunk and then you wake up at 12 because you got workers now. You got like your whole life changes, man. So people don't look at that total thing, man. For real, you know.
Yeah, and if you don't change, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You're the person that you were as an employee is not sufficient for where you need to go to have employees. Dude, the leveling up that you need to do to go from employee to employer is effing insane. Not gonna lie. But the only way to do it is to actually freaking jump in there and start doing it. But yeah, all the employees out there, they're like, dude, it's just so easy to be a business owner. Just freaking start raking in money and stuff. Like, bro, make sure you got your heart meds and stuff already. Go ahead and go to the doctor now. Make sure that, make sure there's no like weaknesses in this area. because like it's real. It gets real on the other side as soon as you make that jump. It's real.
A lot of stress, man. Most of the guys I hear to be stressed out, man. A lot of stress, man.
Well, one of my mentors told me, and we were talking about like doing work behind a computer, right? I won't get into all that right now, but he basically just said, he was like, if you guys think you're able to just kind of wake up, roll out of bed, grab a cup of coffee, sit behind this computer, and execute at a high level, he said, I got something else for you, man. You're not going to be able to do it. And it's the same thing with heating and air conditioning. Like Willie was saying, you want to go out, drink a few beers the night before or whatever, and then think you're going to wake up and be a rock star the next day. Bro, number one, you're dehydrated. Hydration starts the night before. You know, it's summertime. You're falling out in an attic by like 3 p.m., bro. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if you haven't been there, then good on you. But, you know,
I sweat some tequila bullets before, man, in the attic, and it's not a good place to be.
It's a very mentally and physically draining job that we have, man. So, again, it's getting your life set in order too, and processes and procedures, dude. I'm going to talk about it all day long.
Yeah,
100%, dude. That's exactly it.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'm tired now. I'm ready to get the hell out, man.
100%, dude. Let's get out of here.
I appreciate y'all guys tuning in. I think we probably won't do it. Like maybe we could do it like every other until the summer come, and then we probably have to figure it out, because I know once it get busy, man, I don't know shit.
Right.
But definitely try to keep it going and have different owners on, just speak, you know, answer questions. Everett, I love to have you on. Make sure you come on next time I went on yours. Now it's time for you to come on mine. And appreciate you, Jason, for coming in. And my boy Mark, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. So once this blow up and they get big and we can make some revenue, I'm gonna cut you on the percentage, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, sounds good. That's
all right,
the reason I'm here, man.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Good to see you,
Have a
Jason.
great night.
Yeah. All right.